What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Stoic Context. Today, we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to save my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
All right, you back? Your phone dropped?
Yes, it's storming my way. So sorry.
All right, so it's storming like Norman. So you have three children.
Yes. No.
And four children from three different guys. And I asked you, why did you choose to marry any of the children's father? You said the first child, you were young. How old were you when you had your first child?
15.
All right. How old were you when you had your last child?
31.
How old is your youngest?
2.
Why didn't you? How long were you with the 2-year-old's father?
It's not gonna make sense. It's not gonna make sense.
How long were you with the 2-year-old's father?
2 years.
Why didn't you marry him? Okay, let's skip all the way to the end. Man, why are you requiring marriage now?
I'm not requiring it now. You asked if I would like to be married.
Okay, I guess you're right. It's not requiring, but why would you like to get married now? I guess that's the better way to ask the question. Why would you like to get married now? Because to be fair, you've had 4 kids, and you're 30 what again? 35? 34? Yes. A lot of kids for a 34-year-old.
It is.
Well, why marry? But why would you like to be married now?
I wanted to be married then. I don't think that people, the timing it wasn't right for everybody. But
what do you mean the timing wasn't right?
So the man who proposed to me, he was a Army vet, and he suffers from PTSD, and he proposed, but then he also retreated. So I would have been married.
Is he one of the father of your children?
Yes, he's the father of one of my daughters.
Stop. So the timing was right for babies. See, y'all, I'm gonna just say this, in particular, our women, y'all take being a wife far more seriously than being a mother.
Yeah.
And it's not just you. Y'all will sit around and have, you're like probably the 20th woman I've talked to with 4 children who will tell me that getting married is like a serious thing. But being a mama ain't?
Definitely is. Yeah, definitely is.
All right, so if you had your first child at 15, I'm just asking a question from the fella standpoint. From 15, did you go to college?
Yes.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
Bachelor's, master's, associates, PhD, what?
Associate.
In what?
Medical assistant.
Medical assistant?
Yes.
All right. So is that what you still do right now?
I'm a phlebotomist now.
All right. So you're middle class.
Yes.
All right. So as a middle class woman, it's fair to say that you don't make enough money to have 4 children.
Right.
Why did you have the second
one? That's who I thought I was getting married to.
But why not be sure and go down the aisle and get the ring and the certificate? Why is that a good? Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
So if your daughter thinks she's going to marry a man, you'll tell her to go ahead and start having kids.
No. I don't.
Then why? Because men really want to know, why do y'all think, hey, I want to marry you. Okay, let me go ahead and get pregnant. Why?
Right. Yeah, no, I was pregnant, then he proposed, and I thought we were going to get married, but he just wasn't.
No, you were pregnant before he proposed.
Yeah, I said
so that's not who you thought you were going to marry.
But I did. He just didn't propose yet. We were
talking. But that doesn't. Okay, see, no.
I know. I was young. I know. I didn't have a mom. I know that's not an excuse.
You're not young, man. You're not young. How old were you when you had this kid?
Her 21. 20. Man.
Yeah. Okay. So due respect, at what point do you think you should stop having children?
I should have. I know. I
No,
know.
no, I'm asking you, at what point do you think you should stop?
Oh, I'm done now. The second child, I should have been done. Yes.
Okay, but
Yeah, but yeah,
so if you don't get married,
yeah,
I'm gonna ask you the
yeah.
same question I'm asking everybody else.
I know.
65 comes, how you gonna get to the end of life?
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
How?
Yeah, I know I need a man. I know I need a husband. It's not like I'm just like out
No,
here
you
trying
need
to have.
no, no. What you're saying right now is you need somebody else's money, which is fair. But
Oh,
what you haven't said is what he's going to get for providing you security.
uh, well, I'm a FBI.
Huh?
Loyal. I'm not a mercenary. So,
What?
uh, you said you because the topic was about mercenaries. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
loyal.
well,
I'm not.
yeah, you're a mercenary, man. You're definitely moving in your own best interest.
Oh my.
You're moving in your own best interest above everybody else.
Oh my. That's not fair.
It is fair. It's man, you have 4 kids from 3 different guys.
I know.
All right,
I
and you're
would.
talking about, and I asked you if you don't get married and you reach retirement age and you can no longer work, physically you can earn not another dollar, how are you going
Right.
to pay for yourself from 65 to 85?
I mean, hopefully my stocks pay off, but
Your what?
you know,
Hopefully your what's
uh,
paid off?
like my stocks pay off. I'm invested
Your
in stocks pay
stocks
off.
pay off. So
Yeah, like, but
hold
of
on,
course I
hold
know
on,
I need
hold
a husband.
on.
Oh,
We don't overtalk me, man.
I'm sorry.
See, when the truth starts coming out, y'all start wanting to overtalk. What do you mean your stocks?
Like I have investments in stocks, and I'm saying hopefully that
Okay, how much do you have in investments?
right now 25K.
Okay, you understand something that you have nothing.
Right,
You only have money in investments once you cash them in. What you have is
right,
on paper. And at 34 years old, you have $25,000 on paper.
right.
On paper.
Yeah,
You're going to need 2.4 to 2.5 million dollars to live from 65 to 85.
you're
1.9 to
right.
2.4. Where is that money going to come from? And I guarantee you that 25,000 can't grow to 2 million.
Yeah, I know. You
So
know,
where's it going to come from?
from my husband, me and my husband. I'm gonna.
Okay, so hi, husband. Here are 4 kids from 3 different dudes. What is he going to get for having to save you from the streets?
Oh,
Oh, I mean, is that not what he's doing?
right. You're
Okay,
right.
what's he gonna get? A man that has to get out and provide for you and 4 other children who will be his stepchildren and provide enough to where you don't hit the streets. Instead of keeping all that money for himself or going to get a young, fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive woman with no children and making his own legacy, what is he going to get that's so great and wonderful that makes him want to take all those chips and bet them on you?
You're right. You're
I
right.
know,
You're
I know I'm right, but what you ladies keep saying is you're right, but you won't answer.
because I don't really have an answer. I can't
And
really
the
say
answer is
anything.
nothing.
Right.
Just say nothing.
Nothing.
I mean,
Nothing at all.
it's not that you don't have an answer. The answer is I don't have anything.
Right. I don't.
I want a man to go out there and I want him to come save me.
Yes.
All right, then and that's fine. Fine. I'm good with that. I'm good with that answer. It's more truthful than a lot of women. But are you moving through the world like that? Are you moving through the world with that level of humility? Hey man, save me from the choices I made. Are you moving through life that way?
In like the last 6 months since watching you, yes. Yes. I had to humble myself. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Then what's the value proposition in the last 6 months? All right, I'm gonna save you. What do I get?
Help me with that answer.
Book a session for that one. No, see, that's the thing. And I'm
Good
saying this
point.
joking because the thing is, see, and I'm gonna just say this. man, a man with 4 children would be required to be able to provide for all those. But you ladies can go have kids with no plans, walk through
Yeah,
life like it's a game, laughing it off, joking it off. It's not funny.
you're
It's
right.
not. It's really not. It's kind
You're
of
right.
it's kind of crazy that even at this point I'm like, well, when are you going to start? When are you ladies going to start taking life seriously? I mean, something as simple as changing a smoke detector. You watch my show. Why is that thing beeping like that?
Because my brother hasn't changed it yet. I know.
Why don't you call it? Why don't you? How far up is that?
It's pretty tall. I'm not that tall, Kevin. I'm not that.
Then
It,
go get a goddamn ladder. And see, what I want you guys to understand is why the smoke detector is so symbolic. That would
right.
annoy a man, but women will sit in shit and wait for a man to come fix it and then still fix your mouth, say you don't need a man. You need
No,
us for everything.
I agree.
All right,
I,
then how are you walking through life like that when you deal with date with? Are you dating anyone right now?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all seriousness, because you got to know that your children, men look at the father and say whether or not they want to deal with you long term.
Right. Right.
So I don't want to go down that path, but let's just go down the path of, let's just say, in this sake of argument, that marriage is not in the cards for you in this lifetime.
Okay.
Then what's the rest of life look like for you?
Traveling and kids, I guess.
You
I
be
love to travel.
traveling where?
I mean,
Hmm?
wherever the I travel a lot. So I don't know places I haven't been.
I don't know what that
Travel
means, man.
is who's gonna have my grandkids.
Travel,
Um,
travel meaning where, man?
um, like the United States. I mean, I have a passport. I haven't been outside of the country yet, but traveling, seeing things I haven't seen before.
See, this is the difference between men and women. If a man had 4 kids and no one was coming to save him, he'd be thinking about getting a second job and stocking away everything else. Y'all thinking about fun.
I have that. I have that. Yeah.
You have 25 funky dollars. You have $25,000 on paper. Okay,
No, I meant a second job
ma'am,
as well.
ma'am. What I'm saying is travel.
Oh,
That's not a
well,
priority.
it's not. You asked me what would I be doing at that
I said,
age
yeah, I
when
know. I said, if marriage is not in the cards for you, what does the
right.
remainder of life look like? You said traveling my kids. Well, your
Yeah.
kids are going to grow up and have their own lives, God willing. They'll leave you as they should, leave you sitting by yourself. Then what does life look like?
Lonely.
And this is the
Lonely.
problem. And my point is because there's a book called Promises I Can Keep, Why Poor Women Choose Motherhood Over Marriage. And there's a concept
Okay.
called the village wife. A lot of times women have children to fill up their lives, but then they end up making their children's, living vicariously through their kids. Your kids are there for you to raise them so they can go out and be healthy, productive citizens. They're not there to, to supplement you. And if you can't get yourself together to where you can get a man to end up working with you and cooperating with you for the rest of life, then that means you're gonna end up, like you said, by yourself or lonely, but that's a choice too.
True.
See, all these choices come down to being serious. And maybe you're just a lighthearted person, or maybe you're just nervous or whatever, but a lot of you ladies aren't serious. I couldn't imagine having 4 kids and being as carefree as some of you ladies sound. I couldn't imagine it.
Oh,
Y'all act like it's like, oh, just happened.
I'm,
I was young.
what?
I
Well,
mean, that's where some of y'all, you gotta admit that's how you sound. I was young, hey, whatever. All right.
because I can't change the past, right? So I have to accept what I have. My package is 4, right? So I have to
Well,
keep the real with myself first.
hmm
So I'm light about that
yeah,
because
that's true. You got to do that. But
Yeah.
how's your interaction with the children's father? Is the father in the kids' lives?
Yes. Yes.
All right, cool.
Every. Oh
So
yes.
if you're going forward and if you and it if you do, I mean, if you do want to date, you have to be. We all must be. If men and women have to be assets to one another,
Right.
and that's what it ultimately comes down to. If you want a man to be in your life and be an asset to you, you must be a net asset to him.
I agree with that. Yes. I
So,
agree.
and unfortunately, because the way your life is particularly laid out right now, you've got more liabilities. See,
I do.
in many countries, women like you would even be, women who have children are not even available for marriage. They're just shut out of the marriage market. In this country, it's
No.
not necessarily so. But then you still got to make yourself, you got to make yourself appealing.
True. Yeah.
Uh, now I do have
Uh,
to ask, why the short hair?
so the stress point is here.
Ah, okay, okay. What was that?
Mm,
What was that guy from Drew Hill? Every time I see the short blonde hair, it's either her or Jada Pinkett or something.
Cisco, don't you
Hey,
dare.
I mean, his was platinum though. His was platinum.
Yeah. One
Come on, let's do
problem,
it.
but
Let's
yeah.
do it. Let's do it. Thong, to thong,
I'm
thong,
sorry.
thong. Come on, let's do it. Thong, to
Right.
thong, thong, thong.
Yeah. Change my hair. Thank you.
All right, chica, I'm gonna talk here to you. Bye. Thong, to thong, thong, thong. She was a good spirit. She was good. She was a good sport. Thong, to thong, thong, thong.
Damn. All right. This conversation just hit completely different. This wasn't about shaming anybody. This was about facing some hard truths that most people run from until it's way too late. So hold up. 4 kids, 3 different fathers, no marriages, basically no structure. And now at 34, she wants some guy to just walk in and help her rebuild everything she spent years tearing down. But honestly, what really got to me wasn't even her choices. It was how casual she was about everything. She's literally laughing about broken smoke detectors while talking about traveling when she's old. But with no husband, no savings, barely any money, that's not planning. That's just crossing your fingers. And listen, hope isn't a strategy. When Kevin started pressing her for answers, she just couldn't give him any. She's never had to answer. What exactly are you bringing to the table for a man who's expected to do everything? Think about what she's really asking here. Any guy stepping into this has to accept 4 kids that aren't his, support her financially and emotionally, basically rebuild her entire life. And he's supposed to choose that over someone younger without all this baggage who wants to build something new. She straight up admitted she wants someone to save her. And honestly, I can respect that honesty. But until women start moving with some actual humility before life forces it, we're just going to keep seeing this same story. Because let's be real, too many women out here trying to fix 20 years of bad decisions with like a 6-month game plan. She knows she's got baggage. She knows she's not positioned well for marriage. But there's a huge difference between knowing something and actually doing something about it. If you really want a man to invest in your future, you've got to become the type of woman he actually wants to bet on. Not just in your head, but in real life with actual actions. Otherwise, you're not looking for a partner. You're looking for someone to rescue you. And that's not a relationship. That's straight up charity work. What do you think, though? Did she finally get real with herself, or is this just another excuse? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're feeling this content, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of these breakdowns. Catch you in the next one.